Hey guys, so it's Friday. I thought I'd do a quick walk and talk, a little update what's going on at the homestead. So I've been working on the pool. This time of year we always get all the pollen and it turns into a mess, so I've been cleaning this up, getting the chlorine going, vacuuming it out. And next I'm gonna have to pressure wash this whole pool deck. It's got a layer of pollen on it, and eventually gonna have to repaint this whole thing. It's in year what, 9 or 10 or something like that. Gotta get to that. See what's going on over here. That's my hot water heater that I built several years ago. This was really a prototype, so but it works great. But I think I will redo it. Probably not this year, but maybe next year or the year after. And I think I'm going to double tank it. If one tank's good, 2 tanks are better. I'm getting ready to do a Mr. Cool DIY air conditioner heater on that wall, 12,000 BTU. I'll run that off the solar. That'll be coming up. Got all my implements over here now, out of the way. Trying to clean this up a little bit. I resurfaced this basketball court, which we don't really play basketball that much anymore. I got an idea for this. I don't really want to. I'll give you a hint. No, I won't. I can't talk about that. Think the letter H. That's all I'll say. You're going to think I'm nuts. If you don't already. Anyway, I put in 7 more fruit trees. Look at that. Got 2 pear. Got 2 banana trees, which I don't expect to live, but I thought I'd try it. That's a grapefruit over there. And I want to call it a Newton tree. That's a fig tree. I'm expecting fig Newtons to grow on it for some reason. What is that? Avocado. And then these are all the trees that I planted last year, and they're all still alive. 2 of them are doing really good. I don't know if that'll make it. And see, it's barely hanging on. This it's got a few signs of life. Oh, and I put in these blackberries this year. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blackberries. So they'll grow up on that fence, and I poked them through to the other side too. Oh, spoiler alert, don't look over there. If you're waiting on that chicken coop series, you don't want to get ahead of yourself. Alright. Alright. Now look over here, this is the pool heater. I put this in about 10 years ago or so. I lost track of time. This thing works great. So the pool's probably already getting close to 80 degrees, and we're in March. So it just, people a lot of folks get this pool heating idea wrong. It's basically surface area in the sun and flow rate. Those 2 things, right? It doesn't matter if you're heating up 1 gallon of water to 150. It's not going to make any difference. You got to heat a lot of water up a little bit. All right, here's the garden. So this is the first year I'm doing weed fabric. All right, so we'll see how it goes. I've been watching Living Traditions. It's one of my favorite new YouTube channels. I just recently found it, and man, those guys are great. If you haven't watched their channel, check it out. But yeah, I got all my bell peppers. What else is up here? I don't know. We got some tomatoes. Those are cucumbers there in the middle. And onions down at that end. This is what it looks like before I put the weed fabric. This is how I used to do it. Just pull a row and run the drip irrigation. But now I'll cover this over with some weed fabric, pin it down. I went a little light on the beans this year, so I normally did about 8 rows. I'm only doing 2. We got a ton of these stored up, and so we'll see how they're poking through. I mean, it seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? Won't have to pull a whole lot of weeds, just whatever pokes through the little holes there. It's harder to plant, but not that much harder. Looks like some of them aren't coming through, so these were seeds from last year that I froze, and those are brand new seeds over there. So it's always experimenting on what works and what doesn't. But freezing them for a year, I'm still getting, you know, I mean, these are still, I think they're in, yeah, they're in here, just haven't come through yet. You notice this is poofy. It's because there's still grass growing under it. I think when that dies, it'll fall down. All right, over here, potatoes. Doing good on the potatoes. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. These first two were planted a little earlier. They're almost ready to hill. I give them another few days to a week. That'll be, when I hill these, all this grass is going to disappear. So I got this system down. I don't ever have to weed these. At least it seems to work for me. I get them about this far, and then I'll pull that irrigation out, and I'll hill them up, and it'll bury all the grass. And well, I side dress them first, and it'll just bury all the grass, and just the potatoes will be poking out. And by the time the grass grows in again, they're ready to harvest. So always trying to make it easy as possible. All right, it's enough work as it is. All right, let's see what we got over here. This is the that's pressure treated plywood for the chicken coop. Yeah, you don't want to buy this stuff right now, guys. This is $50 a sheet. 50 bucks a sheet. This shop has come in handy every day. I use this all the time now. And I put the effort into it last year, and now I just walk in here and do what I got to do. Cut the rafters for the chicken coop the other day. It's always something going on there. Let's see what else we got. I'm also working on this. This is a work in progress here. I just got that metal laying up there to protect the doors till I get a gutter on here. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm working on the idea of palletizing everything. So everything's on a pallet. So I just want to be able to come over here, and let's say I'm doing weed fabric, right? I can just come over here and grab this all down with the tractor, take it over to where I need it. You know, you get the idea, right? That's all the fuel station behind there. If you haven't watched my videos, I've got hundreds of gallons of fuel behind there. That's the PTO generator. Here's another thing. I'm thinking about putting a door on this side and using it for long stock. So those are 12 footers, right? And they'll slide right behind the tanks. You know, take advantage of all the space. I can do the same thing down here. So I could have 1, 2, 3 shelves of long stock. 2x6, 2x4s. You can put some metal piping back in there. And all kinds of stuff, right? Did you catch the EcoFlow? Just did a review of that. That thing's pretty cool. Yeah, so anyway, that's what's going on. Mainly I'm working on the chicken coop, so that'll be the next big series. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.